Hello, this is Angela Anderson. Thanks for joining me for this acrylic painting tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to paint this dark floral, I'm calling it. We're going to show you step by step how to do it from start to finish. And I think it's going to be kind of a medium difficulty painting. I'm going to hopefully show you how to do some flowers. And this dark background will make it a little bit easier, I think, to get this really dramatic effect. I've got my husband, Mark, with me.
Hey there, everybody.
He's man in chat for our live show. So if you have questions while I'm painting, you can ask those and I'll try to answer them. Let's get started. Alrighty, so this is a little example that I did of it. Of course, it didn't fit all on this little mini canvas here, but I just kind of wanted to try the effects and see how it turned out. And since I've got now a 4x6 little postcard, I'm going to go ahead and give that away today. So later on in the show, we're going to give away this little postcard. So hope you have to be live right now, June 4th, 2019, to win it. So sorry to those who are watching the replay, but yeah.
Well, I'm glad I'm live.
I just decided it. I just painted it like literally an hour ago and thought, you know, let's just give it away. So that's how much planning went into that. Sorry. So I've got a 9x12 inch Belgian linen canvas from Fredrix. This is their canvas board. So it's flat and makes it really nice and easy to pop into a frame. I painted it with carbon black to just kind of prep it. And so thank you to them for providing our canvas. And then I just drew on our design with chalk. I'll show you how to draw it. I'm going to do that on paper here in a minute. Our brushes, we're going to be wanting a Filbert brush. So if you have one of these rounded tip brushes, just get one that is going to fit in some of these kind of medium to small petals. So it really doesn't matter what size filbert you use as long as they kind of fit in. So if you enlarge your canvas onto a larger, enlarge the design to a larger canvas, you just will want to have a little bit larger filbert brush. So I'm going to be using a number 4 filbert, number 8, and a number 6. Those are all Princeton brushes, just different lines. And actually, I think I have a little bit smaller one too. I have a number 4 one. So I think I'll use, these are actually both number 4s. You can see the difference between the sizes, and they're just different lines. So this is the VelvetTouch in the red handles, and this is the 6100 series from Princeton. And then I've got their 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch angle shaders. Those are pretty much a must-have brush. I use those in almost every video. And then I've got a number 3 round and an 18-aught short liner just for some of the detail work. So you don't have to have these exact brushes, but just whichever ones that you've got that are similar will work. But if you do want to find the materials, paints, brushes, brush lists, all that stuff is down in the description. I've got links to the Brush Guys and all the different places where you can get these materials. And the Brush Guys has a special beginner's brush set right now that has the angle brush and one of the filberts, I think.
Hey, real quick.
Yes.
I wasn't listening.
Right.
Disclaimer. So
yes.
Somebody asked that if they already had a black canvas, should they pre-paint it?
Yes.
Did you say that already?
Well, I just said I painted with carbon black, I think, but maybe I didn't. I don't know.
Okay. There was a real question. I'll take a screen grab.
That's fine.
No,
I believe you.
Silly.
I was giving Mark grief for not listening to me.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. All right. I'm spraying those down. Oh, I didn't put out my whites. Let's do that really quick.
All right. This is pretty exciting. Yeah. Paint dispensing footage.
Well, there you go. I would say that put out a little bit more paint than you think you need, just slightly. I know that paints are valuable, so you don't want to put out like way too much paint, but I do put out just a little bit more than I need, and I only pull from one side while I'm working so that this area here stays nice and thick. The thicker the clump of paint, the longer it will last on your palette and won't dry out as quickly. So if you kind of just pull from one side and leave this nice big rounded area, it will last a little bit longer. The paint will stay fresh up underneath there. Pro tip, little small chip there. May not want to know that, I don't know. All right, let's draw it really quick. No, I didn't. I talked about them, but I didn't name them. Let's do that. Quinacridone Magenta, Quinacridone Burnt Orange, Cadmium Yellow Medium, Yellow Oxide, Phthalo Green Yellow Shade, Ultramarine Blue, Burnt Sienna, Burnt Umber, Carbon Black, Titanium White, Unbleached Titanium. If you don't have the Quinacridone Burnt Orange, that's kind of a new color that I've just been using, you can use the Burnt Sienna instead. So that's why I put it out. I'm probably actually going to be using this one instead. It's a little bit more vibrant. It's got a little bit more color than the Burnt Sienna does. But it's a similar tone, so it will work instead of it. All right, so I've just got a sketch pad here. I'm going to show you kind of how I did my flower. So the large flower is kind of right in the middle toward the top. So you just kind of make sure that you kind of leave a little room. I just kind of usually sort of quickly map out sort of how large I need to place all my major items. So there's the tulip over here. There's a little daisy here. So I can come out a little bit more with this, a little bit bigger. There's going to be the lily. And then the large white flower, lots of leaves. Okay, so this is our kind of boundaries. I kind of just very lightly sketch out to make sure that I kind of have a room for all of my elements to go in and little border around the outside before I start to draw them in. And then so in this rose here, or whatever this is, I think it's a rose, maybe a cabbage rose or peony, but it's got kind of a triangular shape that's just slightly off center. So here's our large kind of border. If you do kind of a large circular area, then if you find the center of it, that is kind of where this little center bowl is, and it's to the one side and down a little bit. So right in here, and then you're going to make like this little triangle shape in there, and then from there, all these petals are going to come off of it. And overlap each other. So this one is going here and here, and then this one is going to come in between these two. And most of this area down in here is going to be really dark, so we're only going to be really seeing the tips of these flowers. So you don't have to do a ton of detail. I think that's why, I know that's why I chose this kind of darker image. I felt like it would make it a little bit easier to do this kind of a really detailed multiple petaled flower because these dark areas here are just going to disappear down into the flower. So you really only have to worry about the outer tips of petals. It makes it a little bit easier to achieve this effect. Okay, so then here again, this one is kind of overlapping these two, and if you don't get them exactly the same as you're drawing, that's fine, just as long as you kind of get the basic shape here right, and do these overlapping petals in a way that makes sense where they're kind of crisscrossing one another. All right, as you go out, they're going to kind of start to turn down. So this one right here is tucked in, and it is facing down. It's curving down this way. Then there is another one right here that's just like a big V shape right there. And it has another one in between these two that curves out like that. All right, and then there's a little big one that kind of comes out here, and then another large one that comes in right here. So if you are at a loss as to where to put your next petal, just make sure that you're kind of filling in these gaps between the two petals. So this large one was actually spanned this whole section right there. And then there's a lot of them that we're just going to see the very tip of it, so you can just kind of do a little line for it. And when I chalked it out, I just really kind of did the main sections here, the main ones, and then just did lines for some of these outer ones. I didn't actually put in all of the detail. It's just a lot, so but just keep on going here, adding little petals, and then the outside petal here is going to come out jaggedy like this. It's going to meet up with this one here. Actually, it kind of comes out like that. And then there's some smaller ones here. Okay, so there we go. It kind of looks like a succulent almost, the way it works. It's very similar to that look of a succulent, the way the petals overlap and things. All Right, so some of these large petals out here. We can do the outline of the border petals. Those are going to be really dark, so we're not going to really see much of them. Okay, like that. And then I can look at my outline shape and go, okay, I think I need to bring this out just a little bit more to fix that shape. And then bring this one maybe out just a little bit more. And then there's a large petal that kind of comes in like that and goes out like that. So that's our rose right there. That's pretty much all we're going to draw. And then in the center, there's going to be all these little small petal details. So, but those will be all dark inside here. All right, so then the next area is over here, this lily. So it goes like that, and then this part kind of does a V right here. And then from there, it's coming out like this and back in. And all of the things are going to come out from this section right here. So right from where that V is, that's the center that's kind of hidden right here. There's a line that's coming down here, and then there's some detail on the petal itself. Little detail on the petal here. And then this one kind of goes this weird shape like that. Looks like a banana. That one's sort of straight, and these all come down in here to the center. And then this one curves out this way and gets disappeared behind all of this going on here. And this kind of comes out a little bit more than I drew it. Like that. Okay, then there's these little blossoms. They're going to be in here, and they're like 4-petaled. I think it's some sort of a hydrangea, white hydrangea maybe. So little dots and just little 4-petaled flowers with a little dot in the center of them. But since they're kind of on their side, a lot of them you're only going to see like a flat petal, so you're not going to see like the full flower all of facing you. Some of these down here you do kind of like that. Their petals are kind of shaped like this. They're diamond shaped. And if you did the hydrangea flower that we did earlier in the spring, then this will be really easy because you'll kind of have already sort of done these kind of petals. And then all in here is just little dots, dot, 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 little random dotted stuff. Shadowed flowers down here, really dark, all in there. And then in here there's some little blue daisy things, cornflowers or something. And you're seeing them kind of from the side. So we're going to have to kind of move them over a little bit to get them to fit in here. All right, then there's a leaf that comes up like this, and it's just kind of flat almost. Another leaf that comes out this way. And then another one right in here that kind of wiggles and like that. And you're not really seeing much of anything except for just a little bit of highlight on some of these. There's not any detail. And that's the thing that's nice about this one, is that we really don't have to detail out all of the, everything. It's so dark that we can leave a lot of it to the imagination. We can just kind of highlight and pull out the details that we want visible. So I really think this will be a fun one for us. Another leaf here. I probably could have moved everything down just a little bit now that I'm seeing this. And there's something out here, I think some blue flowers or something back in here. We'll just put a little bit of detail, but that'll be that. And then down in here, there's another little set of kind of blue flowers that sort of are kind of visible from the side. There is some leaves here. And then there is a large kind of flower here that we're just seeing sort of the outer edges of the petals. It's facing down away from us, so we're just seeing these overlapping kind of petals right here. And then a large one coming out this way. That's pretty much all it is. And we're not really seeing where this part at all. This is all black back in here, so all we're going to see is kind of the highlights on some of the leading tips of these flowers. It'll be really easy to do. Right, then this tulip here kind of comes off this way. It is like a, I don't know what that shape is. I guess it's a tulip shape. Kind of just this rounded like that. Pod almost. It's got some details down here and here. And a stripe down the middle. Here's the stem. Leaf. 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 Then out here there's a daisy that, or like gerbera or something, daisy. So it kind of does this sort of box shape like this, zigzag, like that. And then the petals are coming off small here, and then curving down, out, up, out, 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 small, like that. This tulip is facing out this way, so flat here, and then widening out, overlapping petals there, one there, large one here, small here, and like that. Right, and then I'm just going to have some detail on the petals a little bit. How you doing, hon? Just sighing over there. Falling asleep. Okay.
I'm doing great.
Long morning.
How you doing?
Long night, long day. Okay. So yeah, I think I could have moved everything down just a little bit, but you get the idea. And I will have a traceable for this. After I paint it, I take a tracing of the original painting. So it'll be exactly what I painted here tonight. And then you can have that to trace onto your canvas using some transfer paper. All right, let's get started on the painting.
Let's paint in this painting video.
It's been 20 minutes, geez.
Let's do this.
Wow. Okay, I didn't realize the drawing was taking that long. It's not boding very well for Mark getting dinner tonight.
Yeah, we were wondering in chat if you remembered it was Tuesday or not. But
all right, so I mixed up some of the Quinacridone Magenta and the burnt orange here. Added a little bit of brown just to darken it up a little bit. And then we're going to go right on the outside here. And I'm just going to go fairly dark to start with and pull in along that outer edge toward the center. And just color some of these back petals here. Right, then I'm going to grab a little bit of blue, a little bit of my Unbleached Titanium, and some of these back in here are kind of blue, so I'm going to add a little bit of that. And I'm just setting it down. It's wet underneath, so that I've got that initial top coat is still wet a little bit. And I'm just kind of brushing this color through it. It's just tinting it a little bit. And I'm lifting it as it gets towards the next set of petals, because I want it to be a little bit dark where those two petals meet. So then I'm going to get a little bit more of my light color here. And for this one, I'm going to set it down and just kind of drag a little bit. See how that works. And now we have a little separation between those two petals. Okay, get that darker color. I'm going to get up under here. Add a little bit of the darker color. Got the darker color here. Get some of that blue. A little bit of brown. And I'm using the number 4, the larger Filbert here, so it's just big enough to kind of get these details in. And this may not cover very well at first, so I'm just kind of trying to pull it towards the direction of the center of the flower so that if any streaks do show up, they would look like they're part of the design. Like we meant to do that.
Good pro tip.
We knew what we're doing all along, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to keep it fairly dark in these areas down in here, so don't go too light with this. I'm staying pretty dark, but I am going to kind of start highlighting a little bit of these petals here that are overlapping one another. Just a little bit. Grabbing some of that white. And set my brush down and just kind of drag it and lift. Like that. That creates those little small petals that we're seeing here. Okay. A little bit more of the lighter color. I'm going to come in here and whoop, just a little dot. Don't pull too much. Don't press down too hard. There we go. And if you do, you can always add more of the darker color. You know, it's not the end of the world. But we're going to try to, you know, this is, you know, nothing can't be salvaged, so. What are you laughing at?
I'm just glad it's not the end of the world. I got things to do.
It's like I haven't mowed.
I haven't eaten dinner.
It's true.
Come on.
It's true. Cares about mowing. Okay, get some of that darker color here. Yeah, I'm just kind of setting it right down next to that other petal there and pulling back just a little bit to kind of soften up the transition a little bit. Let's do that in here, the darker right along in here. And right in here. Every now and then I'm going to leave just a little bit of that black showing. All right, I'll wipe my brush off here. Pick up a little bit more of the brighter colors, not as much of the grays that we've got going on over here. A little bit of white. And just setting it down on the edge of my brush and kind of tapping like a little bit. Set it down and just drag it and lift. Flicking it kind of. Okay. And then some of them are going to be kind of going the opposite way. Some of these, like these, are going to be pulled this way instead of towards the flower. The highlight part is facing the flower, so we're going to be pulling it down this way, like that. I'm going to get some of that darker and pull it in here. Let's get some of that medium color in there. It works better if you have just a little bit of that reddish color in here before you do your highlights. So I was showing you there, but I really needed to do the red first. Doing these in small sections just kind of helps you from losing your way here. Trying to leave a little bit of that background color showing here and there, that black in between some of these. That gives the petals that separation that we're looking for. Okay, then we can, if you have lost your way, you can go back in with some of the lighter color and start putting that in, because then it'll become more clear all of a sudden. Be like, okay, yeah, that's where those go. Okay. Some of these petals are facing straight up at us, so when you've got a set petal like this, that, you know, maybe on these outer edges they look like this, but as they go to the center, they're going to be pointing straight at us. So all we're seeing is this line. That's all of these ones right here. So it may be like your brain's probably going to tell you that does not look like a petal shape, like it's not, and it really isn't. It's not, you know, not if we were looking at it flat, but we're not seeing the flat side. We're seeing it just on its end, kind of pointing straight up at us. So that's why it looks like a line. All right. Is it making sense? Am I going too fast here?
Not for me.
Good. Looks like you can speed it up if you want. It'll be just fine.
And ditto. Okay. Next. Oh.
Okay. And actually, I don't want it quite that dark back there. I'm going to get a little bit of the lighter color. These ones back here I want to keep dark. We want these to kind of just disappear into the background. Okay. And then we are going to go a little bit brighter on these ones in front here, but first we need to kind of get all of these darker ones in.
And another pro tip, I don't know if everybody's noticing that if you're right-handed, always paint right to left. So you're more likely to get your hand in the paint and stuff like that. So that's what Angela's demonstrating here.
You just waiting for me to put my hand in it now?
I'm just saying. They might want to watch this in reverse so they can
do it. So you're saying start from this side and work this way instead of the way I did it? Got it. Check.
Just,
okay.
You know, whatever.
Whatever.
I mean, it's whatever.
Whatever your preference is.
Exactly.
It's your painting, your call.
It helps kick up the difficulty level if you do paint the right side first.
Yeah. Good point, honey.
So this wasn't difficult enough, so we'll make it harder. You have to paint with your left hand if you're right-handed.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Can you imagine? Oh, thank you. Okay. Is that your phone?
No. I pushed the stream deck, but the little grippy things got the desk.
Oh, it's making noises. It wasn't me. Okay, here we go. Yeah, my brush is starting to get a little bit sticky. That just tells me I need to clean it out. And you can see how I'm kind of going a little bit more reddish towards the center. Here, using a little bit more of that orange color. And this is one also that we could really easily glaze over it. You could do this in black and white if you wanted to, and then just glaze your color over the top. And I considered doing it that way, but I thought we had enough new techniques to worry about for this. And then on a Tuesday night, I didn't want to add any more complicating factors.
You know what I miss?
What?
Benzimidazolone.
The benzodiazolone yellows that I used for a couple weeks there.
Yeah, I mean, they came out.
Yeah, they did disappear.
And then they've kind of gone away.
Yeah, I didn't like them. I didn't like how they mixed. The color was okay, but I just liked how the cadmiums mixed better. They just seemed a little bit more vibrant, a little bit easier to mix. So, Maybe it's just, I probably would have gotten used to them if I'd used them more. I just gave up too soon. All right, let's add a little bit of water too. That'll help. There we go. Keep your brush hydrated. It will work a lot easier for you if you do. And I mean, you don't need a ton of water on there, but you do need a little bit. Kind of help your paint flow. Okay. This is very much kind of like a toll painting type of, this is the type of stuff that I did for years and taught in classes for years. So, and it's a lot of fun. We did ours a little bit more stylized than this. This is a little bit more realistic than the kind I used to do, but it's all kind of similar. Go the dark here. So this is our center right in here. So we just need to do a few little small there, tabs around the side. And I probably need a little bit smaller brush here, but I'm just going to go ahead and try to get the last of this little bit done, and then we can switch to a smaller brush to make some of the detail work easier. Okay. Let's let that dry. And while that's drying, we'll work on our lily over here. Grab some yellow oxide. Grab some unbleached titanium. And it's really mostly of this kind of off-white color. I'm going to mix up some brown and blue, ultramarine blue, brown with this, make a kind of a gray-green color. And that's going to be our kind of base color, maybe even a little bit more blue.
So
you can use a little bit of that reddish if you want to. What?
The question has been asked.
Yes.
If there are any restrictions for tonight's giveaway.
No.
So they can be anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Okay, so the restriction is you have to be on Earth for sure.
You have to be on Earth and you have to be here during the show.
Be here.
Right now.
Live.
Present. Live. During the show.
June 4th, 2019.
Right. Yes.
And if it's a nice enough exotic place that we haven't been.
Red here? What?
If it's a nice enough exotic place where we haven't been, could we deliver it in person?
Probably, yeah. That
Sweet.
could be a part of the
okay.
criteria for winning. You have to take us out to lunch in your host city.
Oh, wait a minute. There's people in the world that's already on June 5th, so.
Yeah, somebody said it, like, well, I did my date wrong. I swear, I do it late at night. It always seems like I do my scheduling like at 2 a.m. or something, you know. So there's no, you know, there's no surprise that I'm always getting dates wrong on them. I got the event scheduled right on the right day on YouTube, but then I put out the calendar and put the date wrong on the calendar. It's still not on my website yet either, but I think I found somebody that I'm going to hire. So, fingers crossed. Got our final interview tomorrow. It's one of a friend of one of my sons. So,
hey, we might already have a winner.
What?
Yeah, just because they live near Oak Island.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, no, you can't win like that. Sorry. No bribing.
Is it Kelly? Kelly lives near there, I think.
It's somebody named Debbie.
No, okay. That's awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one down here. Am I off camera there? I'm not sure.
Maybe, sort of. Not very much.
Not very much, okay.
Close. They get it. You're putting red paint on the black canvas.
Put that one in. And just trying to see if there's any other ones here. Let's go ahead and use this dark color I made up. Just added black to the quinacridone. A little bit of blue here for this part of the lily that's really dark right in here. And then we'll use this color for this flower here. So I'm going to just set my brush down and pull it in towards the center of using that edge of my brush to do all the work. The harder I press down, the wider the petal will be. It's good to do this first since this one's kind of behind the other flowers around it. And let's go ahead and add just a little bit of white. And I'm going to pull out this way to give it a highlight. A little bit. And then let's do some of the petals on the outer tips. Just go ahead and highlight just a few of them. I'm literally just setting my brush down and dragging it towards the center. If I want wider petals, I can press down a little bit before I drag it. Okay. When do you want to do the giveaway, hon? Want to save it till later so that we don't have people leave?
Maybe.
We're holding them hostage.
Possibly. Anytime between now and the end of the video.
Check. Okay. Okay. So there we go. Let's go ahead and put some of this on our tulip too. It's kind of the color that's on our tulip. And the colored spots. Let's go ahead and mix up some of this Ultramarine Blue and green. And then I'm going to add the purpley color to it. Add a little bit of burnt umber, dark green. There we go. Really dark, just keep it dark for now. Just tinting. These like kind of just emerge out of the darkness, so it's like you're not really seeing a lot of the inner details. Just kind of go ahead and put in that zigzaggy area there. Okay.
Okay, we got a
And then there's some of this. Let's go ahead and grab a little bit of unbleached titanium here and just add a few little bits of it right here, and these petals that are dark underneath here. What?
Got a painting question? They were talking about the oranges, so they would like to know, can Indian orange
Yes.
mixed with burnt sienna be substituted for quin orange?
Off camera, honey.
I'm reading questions.
Okay, well.
I'm zooming out. Sorry.
Can what? Do the question again.
I just lost it. Hold on here. Can Indian orange mixed with burnt sienna substitute for quin orange? QBO. Or
Indian yellow hue?
Okay.
I don't have Indian orange, so I'm not sure what color that is.
Okay.
It may be a different brand that I don't have. But it's not really more orange. It's more pink. So really, to get it, it's better to add Quinacridone Magenta. So like a little bit of burnt sienna and quinacridone. And then the undertone would be kind of there, right? You can always check the undertone. That's kind of an easy way of seeing if your mix is right. So there's a little bit of quinacridone plus burnt sienna, and then let's put a little bit of white with this one here. Let's see, so we do need a little bit more of an orangey tone for sure. So yeah, let's add a little bit of the yellow and see what it does. Yeah, just a touch of yellow. So probably the Indian yellow would work if you used a little bit of quinacridone and then Indian. Yeah, that worked. So you can see it's very similar there. It's just darker, but it's the same tone. Yeah, so I bet the Indian yellow would probably work, or Indian orange. You could try it, and see. But that's what I would do is just, well, you don't have it, so you can't tell if you're exactly right. Just saying, you can put them side by side, but you can't if you don't have the original. Never mind. All right, let's use the 6 Filbert here. And I am going to use this color that the quinacridone light here. The burnt orange. I'm going to set it down and pull toward the center. Right here. Just adding little highlights to the tips, barely touching it down and just dragging it just slightly towards the center to get these kind of floaty looking petals happening. And then in the dark areas here, I'm going to get a little bit of that dark. Get a little color on it and just pull from the dark areas out. Back up, make sure that I've got a little bit of color down there. Okay, grabbing that light color. And then some of these areas I'm going to get a little bit more bright yellow, a little bit of the lighter, and just use a little bit of the yellow on the tip, very tip, just a little tiny bit. So yes, I'm really excited. We got a new, like I said, we're going to have a helper helping me, hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow. It'll be awesome. Works like whatever.
I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to solve problems in chat.
Okay.
I'm trying to do something that I have a little bit of talent for.
Solve problems.
Well, at least I pretend. You know me. I got an answer.
Whether it's the right answer or not, we don't know, but yeah. Okay,
And since
so I got a little bit of that purpley color. I think I went a little too purple, so I'm going to go a little bit more of the magenta. What were you saying?
I said and since I'm on the internet, then it has to be true.
Is that how it works?
Of course, right? Mm-hmm. Everything on the internet is true.
I don't think that's right.
Oh. So that statement on the internet's not true either?
Right.
Ooh, it's like, what's that show?
I don't know.
Inception.
All right. Got a little highlights here. Let's get a little bit of the green color. Get the unbleached titanium there. I'll give it a little bit more yellow toned. And we're going to highlight right here. Just a little bit of the back end of it. A little bit of brown added to that green. There we go. All right, so let's put in some of this highlight color on some of our leaves. So just a little bit of brown with the green and then some unbleached titanium here. Use some for the stem here. And don't worry about it if you can't see the whole thing. That means you're doing it right. It's supposed to be kind of nebulous and dark and moody and all that good stuff. So don't go too bright. You can always go darker. I'm kind of using the edge of it to draw on the lines. If you want to, you can switch to your liner brush to get thinner lines, finer lines. Just using the very edge of that. Pushed it flat so that I got a thin line here, and I'm just going to use it to draw in here. And like I said, use your liner brush if you do. If you're finding you can't get thin enough lines for this way. Get some of that darker color, kind of the medium or green, a little bit brighter than that darkest color. Add some of that in here. And kind of pulling along the lines of the leaf from the outside in. So it's creating kind of veins in there as I do the streaks with my brush. There. In, leaving a little bit of gaps so I have a little bit of dark showing through. ready to wipe off some of my chalk lines here. Get all the chalk lines off of some of these flowers in here around my... I still haven't painted the outside of the tulips, so I can't get those off yet, but I do want to get off the ones around this and the ones in my rose. And the ones around this here. Just wiping lightly with the wet cloth here to get the chalk off. Okay, now we can see what we've got on our painting. Now you can see how pretty it is, like with that darker colors there. Okay, so I'm going to get some of that lighter green and add that in here. I honestly think it's going to be maybe an hour and a half, hon. I don't think that it's going to go super long. We're already 90, 80, 85% of the way through, maybe. Mm-hmm. I promise. Well, all we have left on the flower is just a few highlights. And this one goes real fast. Same thing with these ones here. So, I think we're getting close to our giveaway time. Do you want to do the... Why don't we go ahead and do the trivia part of it. Have them answer it. Get our 5 semifinalists. And then you can have them writing them out so that I can pick the winner. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be ready here. Hold on.
You ready?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I'm ready. We'll let the people get ready. So
Okay.
This is going to be a question.
Trivia question.
Trivia question that you have to answer.
Yes.
And what we will do is that we will take the first 5 correct answers.
Yes.
We'll put their names into a hat and then we'll draw the name. And as Angela said earlier, there's no limits to who in the world can win.
Right.
And do we want to show them what they're going to win for those who joined late?
Yes. So if you know the answer and you answer it and your name gets picked, we're going to send out this postcard. And I'll probably put it in a card so it doesn't get messed up in the mail. I'll varnish it. So it might take me about 2 weeks to send it because it takes about a week for the varnish to cure. I need to wait a few days for this, so it'll probably be a couple weeks before you get it. But yeah, we'll stick it in a card and send it to you. And yeah, that's
Okay.
the kind of example painting that I did. It's an original. It's got my signed signature on it.
It's
so.
a hardback.
Yeah, it's a hardback, so you can pop it into a little 4x6 frame. Take the glass out. Don't put this against glass because acrylics stick to glass. So if you get any kind of like just regular photo frame, just grab, take the glass out and it should pop right in for you. So hopefully you like it. All right.
Here we go.
So
this is exciting.
Way back, I don't know when this happened. I didn't have a date on this. What month did we do this one?
I don't know.
Probably March-ish, maybe. Back a couple months ago at least. We did a painting of the Highland cow, and we had a really funny name that we named him, or just silly.
Yep, there was a lot that were kicked around, but we settled on one.
We settled on one name. What's the name that we named our Highland cow in our video? Here.
Go.
Go.
Put it in chat.
And clue? No clue? No. I posted the answer on Instagram when I posted the cow. So
Wow, we got
you got people all right? Nice.
Okay.
You have to go back and
I took a picture and a screenshot.
nice. Get the 5 names. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, we had a fun time. That was a fun painting. We were trying to come up with a way to pick a winner tonight. I was like, well, how about we pull out old Justin Beefer. Oh, Justin Beefer.
But I do like the person who had Justin Beaver.
I feel like that's a typo.
I mean, there are times when we don't know our animals, but I mean,
I'm sure that was probably autocorrect.
probably.
If they were first, yeah. I would not disqualify for that.
Not disqualify for an autocorrect?
Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty sure they...
Man, they just flew out.
That's great. All right, so I'm using the yellow oxide and the unbleached titanium here. I'm just adding little bits of highlights to my lily and just kind of tapping along this edge and pulling in lines. I added a little bit brighter greens there when I was talking. So if you missed that, like, what was she doing? Just add a little bit more of the lighter color to my greens. I'm going to go ahead and get some of that color, and I'm just going to use it with my yellow here. Need a little bit of water just so that it flows. It's running pretty quickly tonight. Go. So I'm hoping to do more of those. I have about 150 of these little mini canvases that Fredrix sent me. They came in a pack of 100, and I've already given away a few of them to different people, but I think I have about 100 of them. I have about 75 white and probably 75 of the black left at least. So I'm hoping maybe to do some more of these giveaways throughout the summer. From time to time, you know, just whenever I have the time to do a little bit of an example painting on them, then we'll give them away. Maybe even sell a few eventually. Okay.
Do you have scissors somewhere?
Yep, right here.
I'll get both.
No, that's fine. My flower pen. Okay. You wanted time on camera? I was like...
Oh, these are nice scissors.
Yeah, those are my good scissors. Those are the ones that don't go in the other room. Spencer's not allowed to use those.
You've been holding back for...
Those are the good scissors. You don't need to worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You made me cut all that Christmas wrapping paper with cruddy scissors,
yep.
And you had these?
Yep. Okay, so just pulling in here. There we go. So leaving it nice and dark. It's really not very bright. In fact, I'm going to take this one and darken up the edges of it, because up in here I did it too dark, too bright. I'm going to darken up those edges just a little bit. Make some adjustments on it because I noticed that. Okay. A little bit of of the darker color here. What you laughing at?
Somebody wants to ask another question.
Asking what question?
Wants to ask another question for the prize.
They don't like that one.
We only had like 600 correct answers.
Was it too easy?
Well, I think no. No, I don't think it was too easy.
Okay.
I mean, it's if you're a fan.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of Angela, I think it was
pretty
easy.
Well, if you saw that show, it would have been
Right.
super easy.
Yep.
All right, so using the liner now and just kind of doing some little brighter highlights on some of these. Just the centers of them with this Unbleached Titanium. Doing some of the stamen, or whatever these are called, that stick out, the sticky out things. Got some pink here.
Checking, making sure I got the names right.
Okay. Yeah, we did. We had a problem with an internet or an Instagram giveaway.
Okay. I even got pictures, so if there's any
Okay.
questions,
Okay.
you can easily see like the top 12, 14.
Mm-hmm. Good. All right, let's use a little bit of the burnt orange here. With a little bit of the lighter color just to kind of tone that down. I added just a little tips to the I'm going to use a little bit brighter color just so they show up a little bit more. There we go. What?
We've got to go visit Dave.
Oh, yeah.
He just goes, oh, I'm back. Was it Justin Bieber?
Sorry, Dave. Where'd he go? I'm sorry. We didn't know you were gone. We would have waited. Poor Dave. He walks out. He goes out for 2 minutes and then... Alrighty. So I think that's good there. You can see how I kind of left it dark and just add a little bit of highlights to the... I might even go back in and darken it up a little bit more, but I'm going to get a little bit of the yellow. Just add a little yellow on top of some of this to... tone it down a little bit. There we go. I think the key is just keeping it fairly dark and just being really selective of where you put your highlights. All right, let's grab some of the blue and a little bit of black. Make a gray. Gray blue, mostly blue, just a little bit of gray. White. That's pretty. All right, I'm going to use my small Filbert for this. This lighter blue color. Start out with kind of a medium. It's going to actually look brighter than you think because this background is so dark. So just kind of go start light and you can always make it brighter. So I'm just going to throw in some of these little bright blue flowers here. Some of them are just little dots. Dots. Yeah, dots. That's the word. And all I'm doing is just setting my brush down kind of on its end and pulling a line. That's all I'm doing. All right. Let's use this color over here. There's some more over here. Down in here. There's some really dark ones. I'm going to get a little bit more black. Just really darken it up. Add some really random stuff down there. Do some right here, coming up like that. And I'm literally just dabbing with the edge of my brush to do these. So let's do some out here. These ones, you can see kind of a little bit more of what I'm doing. Filbert makes it really easy to do these little flower shapes. I think it's a little bit bright. Just going to dab that off just a little bit. Okay. Let's get some of this green. Burnt umber. Green. Some of my pink, kind of a gray green. Let's add a little bit of blue over here. So we have kind of a gray blue green color. I'm going to use this for, and I've already used it a little bit. It's kind of the color we used on our leaves too. So I'm going to use it some more over here. Add just a little bit of the Unbleached Titanium just to lighten it up. And start putting in some of my, yep, that's the color.
We got a question. Somebody asked that if they go too bright, could they glaze with a dark color, like a black or something?
Yes, they sure can.
Okay.
Yep, that would be a great way of toning it down. And I don't know how this got so far away from this up here. There's a lot of, I didn't paint them in over there like I should have. All right, so getting some of the white. I'm going to go over the top of this one, some of these, fill in that gap right there. Set it down, lift, set it down on its side, set it down, pull to the side, set it down this way, and pull to the side. That's really all I'm doing. Is kind of using the edge of the brush to create different shapes in the petals, and don't worry too much about them being perfect. Oh, there's a petal down there. That's what I'm missing. I was like, what is in there? But there's a petal right here that's supposed to be behind all these. I missed one of the petals of the, well, let me get that in there. I don't know if it's too late. I can get around it. I'm just going to paint over the top of these and just paint them back in later. I was thinking, I was like, how did I miss that big gap there? But this I missed a whole petal. Okay, there we go.
That is unlike you to leave an empty spot.
Oh no, oh no.
You will go out of your way to fill a spot sometimes.
I will. You know it. Okay. Getting some of that dark. I'm going to get some black there and just add it to this yellow color. Darken this up. go. Okay, now let's put our white colors on top. A little bit of the blue, gray. I'm going to go a little bit brighter than I did before, just so it'll show up a little bit against that. This one is pretty good. We didn't lose too much of it. And I'm going to switch to a little liner brush here. I'm going to put in some lines to my blue flowers, just a few little lines. Just keep them dark. They don't have to be perfect. I'm just going to dab in little indications of maybe some leaves or something happening.
You want me to dab over here?
All right. Am I too zoomed in to see what I'm doing here?
Well, not when you're working on the yellow flower.
Okay. Sorry. Just adding some little line details while I've got my liner out. Probably some pictures of Liam there. Forgot to turn off my notifications. Let's see.
Don't be checking your texts.
Okay. I'm turning my phone off. It wasn't Liam. If it was Liam, I was going to share it. That's why I pulled it out. But
okay, well,
it wasn't him.
I would have got it too.
True, but you might not have had your phone on to make noises like I did.
True, because I've been told by my boss to not have my ringer on during shows.
Good thing she told you that. She obviously doesn't listen to her own advice. Alright, so same kind of deal with this, just using the edge of the brush. You can get the same kind of petals here. I'm just going to switch over to this because it's harder to do dots with the Filbert. So with this one I can do dots and lines pretty easily. So I'm going to do a few little line details here, just small little stem shapes happening. Sort of random. And then I'm using that light gray, the same color that I used to highlight the leaves here. So it's the same color. And if you press straight down with the tip, you get these perfect little dots. So that's what I'm going to do my dots with. It's a lot easier. It's easier than a round brush to do them with this angle brush. You can get, and plus they kind of, depending on the size that you want, the harder you press, the bigger the dot you can get. It just works out really good. Right, and let's add a little bit more white. And go in here and try to find those dots and add little white highlights on top of the dots you've already done on some of them. It doesn't have to be all of them, but some of them you might want little brighter highlights. And if you do it on top of the dot you've already got there, it'll kind of look like the buds coming out of the little pod. So you can take your time with this. I'm kind of doing it fast, but make sure you have these dark colors underneath though, because then you can kind of see these lighter spots on top. It'll give it more impact. give it more depth to have these darker things happening up underneath. Okay, and then I'm going to put in just a few of these lighter highlight petals. And I'm just setting my brush down kind of at an angle to get these shapes. You can practice this on paper if you're kind of stressed out about it. Doesn't seem to be working for you on your canvas. Just practice it a few times on paper. Get the feel for creating these shapes. Every now and then I'm going to clean out my brush so I have a nice clean edge to work with. Get better results. And I want my darker petals still in there, so I don't want to cover up all of them. I'm just going to go in between, on top in a few places, but for the most part I'm kind of going around where I've already done and just adding to what I've already got there. Does it really pop out for us? Alright, I think that's pretty close to what I want. There. Let's use this color over here on our tulip. Lots of that background color showing through. These leaves have, or these petals have kind of stripes in them, so if we just kind of do like we did with the leaves and sort of do them in short sections, we can let the brush strokes make it look like there's stripes in our petals. I can get a little bit of that blue, because there's a little bit of blue in this one over here. A bit of that Ultramarine Blue. Got it to the petal there. And get a little bit of that green with my Unbleached Titanium here. This one over here is a little bit dark. Okay.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know. I always get to this point and start whispering.
Okay, good.
It just makes me feel better, like I can control it a little bit. Okay. If I sneak up on it.
Okay, good.
Shh, don't. It doesn't know we're doing this.
But I do feel like tiptoeing right now.
Okay, getting some of that magenta, adding some of that in. Yeah, this is probably a little bit bright, but we can tone it down. Yeah, a little bit of that burnt orange and black, the magenta, the maroon color that was in our rose. There we go. Tone down that pink. And then I'm going to grab some of that darker green and just use that in some of these areas where I want it a little bit darker. Some of the areas where the petals overlap a little bit. Darken that up. Especially on the back end here. There we go. Okay, and then let's use those colors in here. So all these same colors. Green, it's amazing that these whites are so green, isn't it? It's kind of interesting when you get in here and really start looking at these colors and realize, you know, that these are not, you know, even though that you know that that's a white flower, but it's definitely not bright white. It is all these other colors that we've got going on. So we're using greens and blues and grays and all these other colors to make them give it depth and all that. Okay. So who are our finalists there, honey? Do we want to pick our winner?
Yeah. Yeah, we can pick it.
Misery or waiting.
Names are in this dish.
Ooh. So you write them down on paper, old school style?
Old school.
Nice. I like it. Okay. Putting in the... Oh, it's even a pretty dish. All right. Oops. I can't see the names. All 5 little things. Round and round we go. Let's do this one right here.
And the winner.
Drum roll. Kathleen Brown.
Kathleen Brown.
Congrats, Kathleen. So our other ones were Rhea, Marty Dennis. Oh, yeah. I recognize all these names. Joy Lamb, yes, check. And Sally Marshall. Well, sorry to those ladies that didn't win, but Kathleen's going to get our little painting. Hopefully next time you guys will win something else.
Just send us a self-addressed stamped envelope with $1,000. They didn't read the fine print.
Don't listen to him.
No? Oh, okay. All right.
I will. Kathleen, if you will send me your address, email it to me, or you can go to my website and there's a contact information on my website, thankfulart.com. It's if you go to the links there section up in the video, there's little iCards. My website's pretty easy to find.
She said the check's in the mail, so.
Nice. So we should just go ahead and send it out first.
Yeah. We'll assume
that it's coming. Yeah. Okay, got it. I believe it. All right, I'm going a little bit too heavy-handed with those. Not really liking that. If I want to line it, I probably need to use my liner brush. This brush is not thin enough to get the lines that I'm looking for, but I can do a few little highlights with it. What?
Marty said, I think she mispronounced Marty. That's how you pronounce Kath. Sounds like Marty in the.
It's so weird.
In the foreign dialect.
That's good. I like it. Great. Thank you, ladies, for entering. I wish I had paintings for all of you, but I could probably send them magnets.
What? If I still had my old sound booth, we could have sent them that. You know,
Sent it the old sound booth.
Yeah, it'd been a collector's item.
All right, taking off the rest of the chalk. Oh, look at what I did. It wasn't dry yet. Making a mess. Don't mind me. Just carry on. Don't look over here right now. It's nothing happening. Nothing to see. Okay. Let's touch that up there. A little bit of bright white. And then let's do a little bit of bright white on this dude here. Just along the edges. And this, I just love how this is turning out. So dramatic. So, I don't know. Let's get these other paintbrushes out of the pool before they drown. So I want to add a little bit of, I'm saving my flower to last. That'll be our last little bit. I'm going to get a little bit more of this brighter blue, brighter color here. And just add a little bit of highlight to my little blue flowers. Maybe not that bright. Go a little bit darker. And I'll probably tone that down a little bit. We'll see. Add a little bit of the green to this so it's not so in your face bright blue. Reduce some highlights on these. Not exactly sure what kind of flowers these are, but I think that might be a little bit bright too. We'll see. It'll darken as it dries, so we may be just right. You never know. This brush is just too big. Let's use the number 3 round. Little highlights. Very pretty. Let's get a little bit of yellow with my green. Off-white. Using this smaller brush just to add a little bit of really bright highlight to the edges of some of these leaves. It'll pull them out of that darkness and pop them out at us. Give them some more dimension. And I don't want to make these all too light, so be pretty selective with where you're putting these brighter colors, because they really do like bring everything out, you know, pull it forward. So we want to keep some of it kind of moody and dark, so don't overdo it. And I'm going to put a little bit of this color in here just to throw it on this side of the canvas. You can use it to tone down some of the white petals if you want to. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the white and put a little dot in some of the centers of these flowers. I'm going to grab a little bit of another color so I have like a dark color on one side and the light color on another, so that when I dab it on, it'll have a little dark and light color both on here. Yeah, let's just do the dark first because it's not showing up. So I'll do the dark. And then do the light. Over the top, just at the top of it. Okay, there we go.
Someone would like to know.
Let's do the final little bits and we'll be done. What?
Someone would like to know if you're going to hang this painting in the house.
Possibly. Why are they wanting to buy it?
Only the select few make it to hang in the house.
Yeah, it's true. I just have so many.
So if
It would work with our colors out there in the living room.
so, the good thing is that if the new person works out,
Yes. Yay.
we have plans to start organizing and selling some of the paintings.
Yes. And I think we're going to do them like 1 month at a time. So we'll have like themed months where we'll sell all of the large flowers paintings and all of the landscapes 1 month and all of the, animal paintings another month. And, so you can kind of, and hopefully we'll give you enough time ahead of time so you can save your pennies if you know you're going to want, a particular painting. We'll show you ahead of time what's going to be for sale, and then it'll be for sale for just a short amount of time, and then
Yeah, so if you need
off,
to sell a car or something,
I know.
No, it's going to be more like not buy a few cups of coffee at Starbucks. But wait a minute, no, that's expensive too. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to use this brighter color here. This is the these two colors that were kind of our base color, plus a little bit of the Unbleached Titanium. Just pulling that color out into the light. I stuck my hand in something. Don't tell Mark. Shh, don't tell him. He never listens, so he won't care.
I know. I heard you say that you got your hand in something. I have selective hearing.
Oh, shoot.
We've been married almost 31 years, so.
Yeah. 31 years next week. And what am I painting for you next week? Finally.
The greatest painting ever.
Do you know what kind of tank it is, just for from the silhouette?
Actually, I was trying to think that.
I'm going to figure it out. Mark, if you don't know, if you're new to our channel, welcome. And hopefully you'll come back. And subscribe and all that good stuff. But Mark's been teasing me for, how long have we been doing these videos together?
A few years.
2 years, maybe at least 2 years, about painting him a tank. Because he plays, what's the tank game that you play?
World of Tanks.
I knew that. World of Tanks. And so we're finally painting him a tank. I was going to do it last year because it was our 30th anniversary, and he told me not to. And then he continued to grieve me about it. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I am going to paint you a tank.
Now I got to find something else. It's not going to stop just because you paint a tank painting. I mean, come on, you know better than that.
Oh, I know. But I'm like, well, at least I can stop the harassment for a little while. Alrighty, now just going through here and adding our little bits of highlight color to the very tips of the paintings and kind of not paintings, petals. Some of these were getting a little bit overlapping too much, so I just kind of went back in with the dark. So if you kind of lose your overlap between the two petals, you can just go back in and touch up the little dark area there.
So I'm pretty sure the painting or the picture is a toy tank.
No. What?
Yes.
That's not right.
Yes, and there's like, because I watched a YouTube video by Tested, Adam Savage's area, because they did a thing on a guy who actually does these miniature setups and then does pyrotechnics to show like explosions and things like that.
So it's one of those?
I think it's something like that, but it's okay.
Well, I want it to
I'm
be
gonna
a
be
real
happy.
tank. You'll be happy even
Of
if
course.
it's not a real tank.
It's a tank.
Okay. Well, I can always change the silhouette. It doesn't have to be that
Yeah, no.
image.
And yes, the tank will be the video next Tuesday, right?
Yep. I know it's going to be the most popular video we've ever done.
Of course.
Everybody's been clamoring for those tanks, I'm telling you.
So depending on what keywords you put in there, we might need to have a few extra mods on hand.
Yeah, that's true. We may have some gamers or other. I didn't put World of Tanks, so I think we'll be safe, hopefully.
There was one video
Yeah, what was
where
it?
Spencer was streaming with some people from all over the world. And he's like, oh, I got to get off because my mom this is back when we had bad internet. And my mom's going to start streaming like, yeah, right, sure. And he's like, no, this is her channel. And we had a flood of
Teenage boys.
But hey, they were very respectful.
They were really sweet.
But they were coming in like, yo,
what's up? This is cool.
Yeah.
And our moderator's like, what is happening?
Should we block them?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, Spencer sent us over. Mm-hmm. But they use his gamer tag. They call him Ducks.
Yeah, Ducks send him over.
Yep.
Yeah. Spencer's gamer tag, he's had it for a while. He calls himself About 15 Ducks so that when he shoots somebody, it says about 15 ducks killed you.
Yep.
That's our sense of humor. So that he gets that from his dad. So, yeah. I thought that was pretty funny, actually. The first time I heard it, I was like, that was really clever. Like, what? Ducks. Yeah, cute. Okay, almost done here. We're just working on these petals, working our way toward the center here. Getting more and more detailed as we go. And the key to this is a really light touch and just kind of lifting really quickly. Set your brush down, lift, and drag. Just what you're trying to get is that kind of raked effect, almost like the color's just dragging off the brush. All right, so in the center here, we're going to just use the tip of the brush. Do some little dabs. I'm going to get some of the darker color. Dab it in here. So it looks like there's something going on in there. And then if I need to, I'm going to take that black and just kind of define some of these edges a little bit back. Push that out just a little bit. Okay, so, oh, I didn't do the one that's on the inside here. Did I do? Let me see. So there's that. No, oh, okay, I messed this one up. That's what happened. I messed this one up. So let me fix that. This one goes this way instead of the other way. And there's one more right here that comes down. There's the two. So this one, and then this one comes this way. Has the highlight coming in this way and back out. There we go. And I can do a little bit darker on some of these outer ones here. They're not quite as bright. You know what? I'm going to redo this whole one right here. I'm sorry. I kind of messed it up. I made it too small right there. So I'm just going to put the black back in. So this is what you do if you make a mistake. We're just going to have to let that dry real quick. Pull it out so that it's not... So this one comes down in here. It actually overlaps all the way to there. Okay, and then this one's going to come out all the way to here. This little one kind of makes a line right here. Okay, and then this one comes this way. It's not completely dry, so I'm going to hope that this works. There we go. We'll let that start to dry. Work on the center a little bit. Yeah, it's better. Okay.
Do you need to let it dry for a little bit?
I do.
Because we can do magnets while it dries.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Well, I've got some other petals down here I can work on too.
Okay. I'll just be loud opening envelopes over here.
Do it. So who did we get magnets from?
Awesome people.
Got a bunch of magnets from Mark this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Okay, I think I got them all. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. I think we're doing okay right there. Just need to go a little bit darker with the... There we go. Okay, we're almost done here. Get a little bit of the... And I do want to bring this out just a little bit. I think this could come out just a little bit more right here. There we go. I love this kind of stylized look that it's got. Let me get a little bit of black here. I'm going to touch up the part that I put my hand in. And you can zoom out there and see what we got. Very cool.
It's a masterpiece.
Okay, so I think a little bit more white. Just a little tiny bit more. Just in a couple spots, like right in here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to call that good. Do you see anything I left out or forgot? I think there's a couple of spots here I just noticed. Right here, there's a couple of petals that overlap right here. That I missed. Here we go. Open that up just a little bit. Using the black here just to round that out just a little bit more. Yeah, and then this is the point where you can take this and like glaze. So get a little glazing liquid or some water and go over the top of some of these and just like push back some of the, like if you've got some petals that are overlapping that seem like a little bit too bright, you can tone them down, like especially some of these on the outer end fringes. You can kind of change the tone a little bit, make it a little bit more orangey or a little bit more pink, depending on your preference. You might do a little bit of that on here. Okay, you were right. 2 hours. I don't know why I thought this would be a short one.
We were so close. I mean, I even admitted that, okay, yeah, we were teasing you. Like, yeah, hour and a half. She was talk about. And then to me, you look like you're nearly done.
Yeah.
At an hour and a half. But then,
yeah.
But then you're you, and
I know I have to keep messing with it, don't I?
And then you keep going, and well, again, it's what makes the painting.
Yeah.
You don't settle for, okay, yeah, that's close enough. There you go, people.
Yeah.
You just keep going, and you're showing the details and all the little steps, and
yeah. A little bit of that plum color down there, and I think we're going to call it good. I'm not going to do any more to it because I could fiddle with it for a little bit longer, but I think it's pretty close to what I wanted it. So I'm going to go ahead and sign it. And oh yeah, I'm going to show the magnets. Okay, where are they?
Right next to you. Okay. You got them stacked up there.
All right, let me sign real quick. This is not working. The brush has been sitting in my water. It's separated out a little bit. Let's see if I can get it to work. That's better. I really wish now that, like, you know, that I had like come up with a really cute shortened version of my name because it's so stinking long to try to paint. I'm sure make it a lot easier on myself, but no, I didn't. I love this one. I love it. I hope if you guys like it, let me know. I would really like to do another one of these. This was really fun. All right, so
pull it down just a little bit so I can zoom in.
Okay. Catherine Corlew from North Carolina sent us Outer Banks, North Carolina, and an awesome 3D tank.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I thought she sent me a pin too, didn't she? Yeah, she did.
Oh, did I forget to take it out of there?
Too.
Oh yeah,
cat pin. They're really cute. House pins by Lucinda. So I'm not sure if that's her or she makes those or somebody she knows does, but that was really, really cute. So thank you to Catherine. Thank you. Oh, this one was really cool. This was a...
That one's from Liz, I think.
Liz? Let's see. Liz Caraway. Ohio Caverns. Those are really cool. If you've ever been in an underground cavern like that, we have some here in Arkansas or up north in Missouri that we've been in. And look at that beautiful woodcut, too. Very cool. Thank you, Liz. And then, okay, so that's that one. I've got the envelopes over here.
Yeah, I'll just make sure they were separated.
Sin Kildare sent us a little notepad. Says, those who bring sunshine into the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. So very cool. I'm going to put this in my car. And then I know she said that something about she couldn't find a from DeSoto, Iowa, but so she sent one from the Duke. This is right. Awesome. I love it. I don't know. She doesn't know, but we are big John Wayne fans here. So we've pretty much watched all of his movies. So my favorite is The Quiet Man. If you've never seen it, do yourself a favor. It's fan-freaking-tastic. And there was one in a box, honey. Where's the box? There was one in the box. Okay, well, next time we'll show the one in the box because it's in the other room. All right. Thanks, guys, so much. Thanks for our winner, Kathleen. I'll be looking for your email there. I'm going to send that, stick that with your little gift there that you won. And we'll see you guys next time. Saturday, we're painting. I have no idea. What are we painting on Saturday? I don't know. I just put up my schedule, too. Oh, the koi pond. Yeah. So that'll be fun. That's right. Yeah, I'm going to add flowers to it, so don't worry. It's going to have flowers, and can't have a koi pond without flowers. So I'll have a couple lily pads. I'm going to cut down on the number of fish, but I couldn't find a reference photo with fish and flowers that I like, so I'm going to just add some flowers on top and hope for the best. So we'll cross our fingers.
So it's going to be a flower pond with fish?
It's going to be a lily pond with fish, koi fish in it. Yep. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We so appreciate you guys. And we will be here next time. I hope you will too. See you.